Hey, what's going on, everybody? I hope you guys are having a good day. My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins. Welcome to drboycetv.com, the home for intelligent Black people. Well, today I want to talk about Minister Louis Farrakhan. Farrakhan has become the topic of national conversation as of late after it was just announced that Instagram, not only have they banned Farrakhan himself, but they've actually banned people who support Farrakhan. That means that anybody who supports the views of Farrakhan, who says that Farrakhan is a good guy and that his ideas are things that the Black community needs to hear, you're at risk of being banned. This doesn't just mean the extremists. This doesn't mean people that are violent. This means that now they're linking the violence to you. This is an interesting thing that's kind of happening now, and I'm going to kind of talk about it, and I'm going to go ahead and just sort of give you my quick breakdown on this. Let me tell you what's going on. Okay, so do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button, hit the share, subscribe button, because as you can tell, Black media is under attack. Because it's not white media, because it's not white liberal media. We're pretty much going to be under complete assault all the time. And so, what I want to do is read some of the story to you so you can kind of see what's going on. Jade Arendelle sent this to me today, and she figured it would get my attention, and Jade was 100% correct. When I saw this article, I said, whoa, this is very interesting. So check this out. This is according to Newsweek. Instagram removed an account dedicated to Louis Farrakhan's public remarks and ideologies on Sunday afternoon, following reports that Noah Green, the suspect identified in connection with last week's fatal attack at the U.S. Capitol complex, was a dedicated follower of the Nation of Islam leader. Farrakhan is an infamous religious figure known for repeatedly using racist, anti-Semitic language online. See, this is how white folks talk about you. These are your friends. Everybody who was out here caping for, the Joe Bidens of the world and the white liberals and the MSNBC folks or whatever. These are supposed to be your friends. This is how they talk about the people that care about you. You can't love Black people if you hate the people who love Black people. You can't love the Black community if you are attacking people who love Black people. Now, give me a yes or no in the chat. Yes or no. Answer this question. Very plain question. Do you believe that Farrakhan cares about the Black community? Yes or no? Do you believe that Farrakhan puts Black people first? Give me a yes or no in the chat. Do you believe that Louis Farrakhan is B1? Hashtag B1 means putting Black people first. Saving yourselves, it means doing for self. Do you believe that Louis Farrakhan is B1? Put a yes or put a hashtag B1 in the chat. Well, think about this. So your so-called friends, right? Because all Black folks, left and right, got a lot of pressure to go support Joe Biden to the White House. Biden's that guy who incarcerated more Black men than any president in recent American history. And this is what these people that are supposed to be your friends are saying about the people that you care about. So let me keep reading. I'm gonna ask you a couple more. I'm gonna ask you a couple more stupid questions because you're intelligent people. So you're gonna know these are stupid questions, but I want you to give me simple answers. So it says Farrakhan's an infamous religious figure known for repeatedly using racist, anti-Semitic language online. His rhetoric on social media led Facebook to bar him from further use of its platform, as well as on Instagram, which the company owns as of May 2019. However, Instagram accounts created under Farrakhan's name and dedicated to his viewpoints remained active years after the ban initially took effect. Newsweek first reached out to Facebook about the Farrakhan promoting Instagram account on Saturday. On Sunday, Newsweek inquired about whether Instagram was aware of one account in particular called Farrakhan Speaks, which had amassed 14,000 followers and exclusively featured video clips and photos of Farrakhan with obvious ties to the Nation of Islam. A spokesperson confirmed that Instagram removed Farrakhan's initial account almost 2 years ago, but did not clarify its knowledge about the promotional account or its creator, after removing it from the platform shortly thereafter. As the spokesperson noted in an email to Newsweek prior to the account's removal, Instagram closed Farrakhan's primary account and prohibited his further use of the platform as part of its policy against, quote, dangerous individuals and organizations. So I want to stop here. This is from Newsweek. This is what Newsweek is saying about Louis Farrakhan. And effectively, this is what they're saying about a large, large, large percentage of Black people. I know Black folks who literally are about the least radical people you'll ever find, who have tremendous, tremendous admiration for Louis Farrakhan. But according to Newsweek and according to people like Facebook, uh, I guess these people are stupid, right? They're too stupid to know that following white folks is the best way for you to be successful, right? So let me ask you this. They said that Farrakhan is dangerous. Give me a yes or no if you believe that Louis Farrakhan is a dangerous man. Give me a yes or no if you believe that he has. If you've ever heard, tell me. I need to know really. Have you ever heard Farrakhan? I mean, let's say in the last 40 years, right? Have you ever heard him ever say, "Black folks, I want you to go and pick up a weapon and go hurt somebody"? Have you ever heard any of that? Have you ever heard Farrakhan ever promote violence? Have you ever heard him, say, "Hey, let's go down to the Capitol, let's go, knock some heads off"? You ever heard him say that? It's very right. So here's what's really fascinating about this. Now, again, if you understand white supremacy, then it all comes together. If you don't understand white supremacy, then this is going to confuse you. You're going to say, "My God, this doesn't make any sense. This seems contradictory. This seems hypocritical." Then you're going to get mad. Well, I don't get mad about this stuff because I know how those folks operate. I know how they move. And basically, the thing about power, this is why it's important to read books like Powernomics. Power doesn't give a damn about right or wrong. Power doesn't care about your feelings. Power does not care about appearing to be hypocritical. That's why, for example, Joe Biden was accused of sexual assault. Nobody paid attention. Cardi B was accused of sexual assault. She confessed to sexual assault, actually, online. She really did that. This is documented. Nobody did anything. In fact, Joe Biden and Cardi B, two accused sexual assaulters, both, were on national television. Nobody says a word. Bill Cosby, however, gets accused of some stuff. Well, Bill Cosby, oh, he's got to go to jail. It's the right thing to do. We must, we must pursue justice. Well, justice really means just us. Justice is arbitrary. Justice is highly conditional. It depends on how light your skin is or how aligned you are with a white supremacist mindset, right? Because one minute sexual assault is the worst crime in the world when it's Cosby, but then when it's Cardi B, it's like, oh well, she was young and she made well she drugged those men and set them up to be to be raped. And that it's I mean we know how this operates, right? So I think here's the deal. Here's what's really going on. The liberals have become the new fascists. They have become the Nazis of modern day society. Their belief is that, again, because they're so heavily involved in social engineering, their belief is that if you don't believe what we believe, then you don't deserve to speak. Their belief is that if you don't believe what we believe, then you don't deserve to have a voice. Farrakhan is not a dangerous man. Ain't nobody out here scared of somebody, of Farrakhan or one of his uh, followers ever doing anything to them because of something Farrakhan said. It just to blame Louis Farrakhan for what this man allegedly did at the Capitol. It's like finding out if going to every criminal in the courthouse. Imagine they went to every criminal in the courthouse and said, "We're going to find all the criminals who voted for the Democratic Party. We're going to find all the criminals who've ever done a horrible crime that have voted for the Democrats, and we're going to link it to Joe Biden. And we're going to say that because you were a devout liberal and you were a member of the Democratic Party and outspoken in your beliefs about environmentalism and protecting dogs and defending white women, because you were so outspoken in your white privilege, that means that Biden himself is a dangerous man." No, that would be stupid. That doesn't make any sense. So with Farrakhan being blamed for what one of his millions and millions and millions of followers happened to maybe did, I'm not gonna say he did it because we don't know if he's guilty or not, right? Innocent until proven guilty. um is insanity, right? It's insanity, but that's what you're dealing with. That's the world you live in, and it's gonna get worse. They went from banning Farrakhan. They banned him actually for 30 years. If you remember, Louis Farrakhan did an interview on Donahue many years ago, and he outsmarted the whole damn audience. He blew him away. After that, they said, "We don't want people to even hear what this man has to say because he's too smart. If we get this smart black man who's liberated in his thinking, if we get him in front of millions of people, he is going to steal the show." So they said, to avoid him stealing the show, we're going to make sure he isn't in the show at all. Now, if Minister Farrakhan had been some mumble rapper, who can't spell his mama's name, some ignorant fool, believe me, they would have propped him up. They'd have him on every channel. He'd be the biggest star in all of Hollywood. That's why you got to stop listening to these celebrities. A lot of these celebrities got selected for fame and fortune because they're ignorant, because they're stupid, because they're gonna fold when things get hard. Right. So what I would say at the end of the day is that this is getting to the point where every year it gets a little bit worse. They're not just banning Farrakhan; they're banning people who support Farrakhan. Now, let me ask everybody in this chat: yes or no? Do you support Minister Farrakhan? You may not agree with everything he says, but do you support him? Do you believe that he is good for the Black community? Give me a yes or no. Yes or no in the chat if you would consider yourself to be a supporter of Farrakhan. Give me a yes or no. Oh, okay. So the yeses are coming in. I see that, right? So many of you are supporters of Farrakhan, and they're not just banning Farrakhan, they're banning supporters of Farrakhan, which effectively means that every single one of us is at risk of being taken off of social media. Every one of us is at risk of being banned. I've been blocked from stuff. I've been put in Facebook jail more times than I can count. I've got YouTube channels that have been cut off. They demonetized Vicky Dillard on Fly Nubian Queen because and Vicky ain't never hurt nobody. Vicky ain't out here talking about harming anybody. So this is what's coming. This is what's coming. Like you're living in this era, and I've studied war with Germany during World War II when Hitler rose up and the fascists began to control what people were allowed to say and do. And you would think that, like, you want to think that, okay, eventually the world will come to its senses, right? Eventually the world is going to become fair. Eventually they're going to realize the error of their ways. The answer is no, they won't. They won't. They're just going to continue to do what they're doing because they believe that what they're doing is right. And also I forgot to mention Rizza Islam. Shout out to Rizza Islam. He got banned. And Rizza Islam ain't never hurt nobody. He's just an intelligent young man who had a lot to say. They took him off of Twitter and Instagram at the same time. This is gonna get worse. Every time something happens, your friends, I remind you, it's not just the Trump supporters that might say something negative about you. These are the liberals. These are the people on MSNBC. These are the ones who allegedly support Black people, but they don't support empowered Black people. They don't support Black people who believe that the Black community can do things for themselves. They support Black people who want welfare. They support Black people who want white folks to let them into their house. They support Black folks who want to suck on Joe Biden's nipple and get breast milk from the Democratic Party. Those are the Black people that they like. They don't like you. They don't like Black people that care about building a community. They don't like Black people who care about building families. They don't like Black people who care about building businesses. They don't like Black people who care about doing for self. They don't like Black people who believe that we can do things on our own without white people. So at the end of the day, these are not your friends. If they don't love the people you love, then you got to question, are you really my ally or are you my oppressor? Are you simply trying to get me to sign up, for a better pimp? So there are other platforms out there. I know that there's Black Junction. We actually have Blag Enough. I don't know if you guys have ever seen Blag Enough, but it operates, a lot like Facebook. It is we have complete free speech. It's right there. That word Blag Enough is a word we came up with just to say, okay, you got to be Blag Enough to join the platform. So if you're Blag Enough and that's how you think, and you're in that space, and you want to connect with Black people in your own community, you can actually hit a button and find people that live within 10 or 20 miles of your house. Go to blackenough.com. Feel free to sign up there because I already know that they're going to come for me. I'm already prepared. Like, they've already been coming for me, but it's only going to get worse because what's going to happen is that there's going to be some other false flag operation that will give them an excuse to come after pretty much everyone, to wipe everyone out. It's happened all throughout history. That's what Hitler did when he was trying to control Germany. They did a false flag operation, and they had some alleged crime that was committed, but actually they had committed the crime. And what they did was they blamed a particular group of people for doing it, and they also gave them an excuse to take on emergency powers, allegedly for your quote unquote protection. Right? Whenever the government comes with tyranny, the tyranny is typically designed to say, we're protecting you from something that is linked to violence. So by linking Farrakhan to violence, that gave them an excuse to do what they've always wanted to do, which is to make sure that you're not hearing from independent black voices. You're only hearing from the Negroes on TV. That's what it is. That's how the game works. That's what they're going to do. So also, if you want to connect with me via text message, please do this so that I can reach out to you in the event that that they just chop me off and cut me down and get rid of me and remove me from social media, because I'm never going to stop supporting Minister Farrakhan. I want to ask you guys, can you do this? Actually, right now I'm going to put this on the screen, and if you want to connect with me, you can text the word Boyce to 31996. Text Boyce to 31996. If you text the word Boyce to 31996, it's right there on the screen. You can be connected with me via text message, because when they come for me, when they cut me off, I want to be able to have a way to get in touch with you. Because I'm gonna just tell you like this, I've met Mr. Farrakhan many times. He lived when I was living in Chicago. I moved away about a year and a half ago. I came out to live with my baby, and we live out, outside of Chicago. But when I was living in Chicago, I lived down the block from Barack Obama. I lived less than 2 blocks from Barack, and I lived less than 2 blocks from Minister Farrakhan. I went to Farrakhan's house several times. I never wanted to go see Obama. I never cared about going to see Obama. No disrespect, it didn't interest me. I wanted to go meet the person that I felt was going to do the most for the black community. I wanted to connect with the man who I felt was going to bring the most solutions. And me and the minister sat together many times in his house. He told me the Honorable Elijah Muhammad gave him that house in 1976, if I'm not mistaken. We sat down and had dinner. I've gone there and sat with him and spoken with him and taken his advice and his counsel. And I will hold on to my love and support for this man until the day I die. Yes, I'm not a stupid man. I've heard all the stories. There's not a single story you can't tell me about the last 70 years that I probably haven't heard somewhere. And I know some of those stories can cause people to sway one way or the other. I heard the stories about Malcolm and everything else. I do not care. I love the minister because I believe the minister is one of those leaders who loves my people. I also believe that Farrakhan is a man who has solutions. He is a man that can teach you the things that you need to know. He is a man that will make your men man up and become the men that you need. He is a man that has created thousands and thousands of strong black men and women all throughout this society. He is a man that has helped guide us back to the principles of family that you lost during the war on drugs and mass incarceration. He is a man that reminds you of the importance of educating your own children. He is a man that is one of the greatest black leaders in the history of this country. And anybody who speaks ill of him in a simplistic, idiotic way, like, oh, he's anti-Semitic, oh, he's racist. People like that typically have never even heard him speak. What kind of fool are you that you're going to go speak deeply about a man where you've never even heard a speech from this man? You haven't read a book by him. Let me tell you a little story about a white girl. I knew a white girl back. I've never dated a white girl. I had a friend though. She was it was back in the night, back when I was in my 20s, when I thought that we had allies, right? I thought that liberals were our allies, right? I fell for that nonsense. I've let that stuff go since then. So she was one of our allies, and she's real cool lady, named Susan. So let me tell you about Susan. So Susan, I hadn't talked to Susan in a while. She calls me up, hey boys, how you doing? I'm like, oh, I'm doing great. How are you? I was like, yeah, I wanted to go to the Million Man March. I didn't get a chance to go to the Million Man March. And she said, what with the thing with Farrakhan? I said, yeah, yeah. And she said, oh, he's an idiot. And I said, what do you mean he's an idiot? She said, well, he's just an idiot. I said, have you ever read a book by the minister? She said, no, but I know he's an idiot. I said, okay, have you ever heard a speech by Farrakhan? She said, no, but I just know he's an idiot. And do you know that I never spoke to that lady again? I never talked to her again, because that's what you get. That's what's happening. Most of these people on MSNBC, um, or wherever, or CNN, or Newsweek magazine, who put these labels on the minister, have never even heard the man talk. So if you want me to, process this, right? People who've never heard a single Farrakhan speech, haven't even listened to him talk for more than 2 minutes, are trying to tell you, as black people, what he represents. Well, that right there tells you that either you can focus on the fact that they're stupid enough to think that they understand things that they clearly don't understand, or we're the ones that are stupid enough to think that these motherfuckers should be educating our kids. We're the ones who are stupid enough to think that the validation from these idiots means anything. We're the ones who are stupid enough to go work for these people our whole life. We're the ones who are stupid enough to consume media that's created by these people. We're the ones who are stupid enough to consume music that is manufactured by other communities that is pushing genocide onto the black community. So the same people pushing genocide onto the black community are the ones claiming to protect the black community by trying to give you government shots in your arm for a virus that has a 99.5% survival rate. They're the ones who are telling you that your leaders are really not your leaders. No, your real leader is that gay man on MSNBC, right? So these are the ones who are telling you, like, no, don't send your child to a black school. They won't learn anything. Send them to this white school where we can teach them how to be a better slave. So I'm just telling you that maybe we got to stop for a minute and smell the white supremacy that's in the room. Seriously, we need to stop. Just take a minute and really process what is going on and what you're seeing right now. This is the world you live in. Understand that. So I'm going to just say this. I'm going to go ahead and end this discussion on this point. A couple of things. Please, let's stay in touch. Another way you can stay in touch, the Black Business School, you can get started for free. You can come in for nothing and talk to our people for nothing. You can just sign up. Just go to theblackbusinessschool.com, sign up for a free membership. That's another way we can stay connected. That's also a way I can email you things and get you rooted in your black economics. We focus on black economics. That's it. I talked to Dr. Claude Anderson yesterday. He sends his best wishes. He's making big moves behind the scenes, very big moves that I can't even talk about yet. But he sends his love, and I love that man. He is my secondary father. I have other fathers besides my dad is my number one father, but then I've also got Dr. Claude Anderson. I've got Minister Louis Farrakhan. I've got Dr. George C. Frazier. I've got Mr. Kenny Gamble out of Philadelphia. Those are my fathers. So if you ever wonder what's going on in the background, where Boyce is getting his fatherly influence, I look at guys like that because those are the pillars that build a nation. Those are nation builders up in this bitch. Like those are the men that teach men how to be men. And can't nobody teach a man how to be a man other than a man. Mothers can teach us certain things, but there's a point where daddy steps in and he teaches you how to go to that other level. Just like can't nobody teach a little girl how to be a woman other than a woman. You need a woman. Men can't teach a woman how to be a full woman. We can only give her input. So at the end of the day, Louis Farrakhan will always get my support because he reminds us of the importance of being men. And I see the black women who are cheering us on, and I love you very much for doing that. And so as we go through this, I don't know what this is going to look like. I don't know where this is going to go. I fully suspect that they're going to continue with this false flag nonsense, making false connections with things that have nothing to do with each other, and find even more reasons to suppress any speech that doesn't fit the white liberal agenda. And that's just what it is. That's just what it is. Okay. So anyway, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button. And also, one of the things that I've always talked to you guys about is the importance of black relationships and how our relationships with each other are really important for our success in business and in life and everything else. One of the things I love about the Nation of Islam, let me just tell you a little personal thing. The reason I rock with the nation, like to the death, is because every single person I know in the Nation of Islam, from Vicky Dillard to Dr. Wesley Muhammad to Minister Farrakhan, everyone else, I have a wonderful relationship with these people because they know how to relate to other human beings. This doesn't just happen by accident. It's because they train themselves on how to add value to the lives of others, how to resolve disputes in a productive way, how to make sure you maintain unity. The Nation of Islam is really what black people need because we have so much trouble. We're always fighting with each other. Men are fighting against women, old against young, brother against brother. The Nation of Islam, they're not perfect. Don't get me wrong. I'm sure they have so many mistakes that they've made that it's that you probably can't count them on both hands and both feet. But they do a lot of things right. They do a lot of things right They represent the future. And so anyway, one of the things that we wanted to do, Dr. Alicia and I, because she's a relationship therapist, is we actually put together the Black Love Weekend, and I hope that a lot of you brothers will show up. Don't think that this is just for ladies and just about romantic love. This is about Black love and ways that we can show love for each other. Like I can show love to my brother instead of fighting all the time. So the Black Love Weekend is happening this weekend. It's totally free. You can go sign up right now at theblackloveweekend.com. So I hope you all will show up, because we're going to talk about every single aspect of relationships, from who you should be getting advice from. Instead of some guru on the internet, maybe you should let professionals be involved in your life. How do you get along with your spouse? How do you get along with your best friend? How do you make sure that you and your kids don't fall out? How do you find a better relationship with your parents? How do you relate to your business partners? So that's what that's all about. I hope you'll join us. It's going to be this weekend. It's this whole weekend. It's all Black love. And I got therapists and PhDs and experts coming through, and it's totally free for the community. It's sponsored by the Black Business. Anyway, I'm going to get on out of here. Please have a good day, and God bless you. And I rock with the minister till death do us part, and that's just what it's going to be. So take care, guys. Love you. I'll see you soon. Peace.
Here we are, clan the isms, cataclysm, great. Our people out here struggling, trying to make it in this state. Everybody out here doing it, but we the ones who late. Now family, we the ones who gotta delegate. Get that money in the power, never be fake. Stick to cosign for 3. What did he say? Create jobs, support our own. Educate the same and buy back your home. Got 3 degrees, triple 10. 3 PhDs, now we on the CNN. DBTV, let's talk about negligence. Ignorance is bliss, but we can turn it to intelligence. Believe none of what you hear, half of what you see. Let's break it down here on Dr. Boyce TV. Here we are.